So we're starting to see that kick up right now. In Excel, for example, this is what the online environment will look like. You'll be able to go into a business meeting, open up your Excel documents here, and it all happens to us. You know, you go over to a client's business and they don't even have Office there, and you're trying to get some specs off an Excel file somewhere. You can't even open it. And now we'll be able just to go to this environment, go to Office Live for free, open the document. If I need to make any edits, I can just click Edit in the corner if I realize one of these allocations or numerical items are wrong. I have Home and Insert tab. And think about it, you can do all your formulas, all your graphing in the Home and Insert environment. So pretty full, rich items here. We also are seeing PowerPoint, which as an educator for myself is going to be helpful. I don't know how often I've gone to a school or a business and I've got my PowerPoints all ready to roll, and then I don't even have PowerPoint. So therefore, I'll be able to open my PowerPoints in a browser, and I can actually run my PowerPoints live, share them with others who attend, like slideshare.net or other features like that, or simply click Edit and fix that spelling mistake that's 10 feet tall, right? Once on that presentation board. They're finding the evolution of Office as we're going through here is that Microsoft Word is on 85% of desktops worldwide. So to have this extra feature that I can pull it anywhere I happen to go, I'm thinking of my students here at the college. So often they can't afford a full install of Office, but now they'll be able to go home and make the edits to their documents that they started in class, finish them up, and so forth as we go through here. Pretty cool little transitions here. Now let me go live into the actual client. I'm opening up Word 2010 right now. This is still the technical preview, so in other words, we definitely will be seeing more changes. They're looking at a public beta around October 15th. We'll see if that comes true. This is before the beta right here. When I first opened it, I noticed the ribbons right here. They kind of looked the same. I did notice that the start button was gone, but pretty much the same. The first thing I have to tell you I notice is the word file is back. Are you seeing that on the top left? How many that first time was like, who took my file? And will you put it back? Okay, so that's finally back. Let me just show you some features in here that they have added. They've kept all the features that were in Word 2007 and added some. Let me just start with graphics. Anybody in web design and so forth, you're going to like a few of these features that are here. I'm under the Insert tab right now, and the first thing I'm going to notice is there's still a way to insert pictures. But they've even added more Paint Shop Pro type features in this environment. So I'm going to click Picture. I'll head out to my desktop right here. Grab a quick image there. This will work. So here we are. We have an image placed in our Word document. Nothing shocking there so far. But let's say the first thing I want to do, come over here, is make some color corrections. What it physically does when I click on corrections is take this actual image and lay it into the gallery so I can actually see what it's going to look like. How often do we, okay, no. Click there, no, that's not what I want. Undo, okay, and so forth. So now I can actually come up with the brightness and contrast or sharpen and soften if I want. What else can I do? There's a new feature called Artistic Effects. Let's check that out. Artistic Effects, if I hover over some of these, are kind of those artsy type items here. For example, if I hover over paint strokes, or I kind of see this one here that's kind of a negative effect, different blurs, just some things that are a little more in the artsy side. So we can try some of these new different effects here. Even when I pick color, for example, maybe I want to do a tinting. Once again, we can change color saturation, color tone. This is great. If I take that picture on family vacation that comes out terrible, I can fix it without having a degree in Photoshop. And some of those programs, I know some of you are really good at, but some of us who are not as artistic have a pretty rough time with. So to have these instant click buttons, I'm all for. So we're seeing that. We're seeing little buttons like background removal that'll pull out the background and different little features like that. Let me delete that image. In the illustrations grouping, there's a new tool called Screenshot. Now, I know there's print screen, right? You hit print screen, but you get the entire screen, and then you have to cut out what you do and don't want. Well, let me just show you how this works. For example, let's say in the background here, I'll head out to CNN.com, and I find this great article that I want to share with someone, include in my document. And all I'd have to do is open my Word document, click Screenshot, and when I do, it's looking what's behind this. It says, okay, would you like to take a picture of the PowerPoints behind this or the website behind this? I'll go ahead and pick that website. Or I can just pick screen clipping. Let me show you the screen clipping. It allows me to cut out just that piece that I would like of any screen anywhere. So it was in OneNote a while ago. Why didn't they stick it in Word? So finally it's here. So now I have that feature brought right in. I now also still have all the picture tools if I want to add artistic effects and so forth to this once it comes in. This same tool will also be in PowerPoint. Going to be very nice to create presentations. If you're noticing, nothing earth-shattering yet in Office clearly. I do want to click on the word File in this left corner. Just so you've heard the term before, you're going to hear it a lot. Microsoft no longer calls this the File menu. They're now calling this Backstage. Say it, Backstage. You say, what is this? It's just a new term to confuse us, honestly. But nonetheless, here's the idea behind a Backstage. Usually with your document, you have the active document that you're working on, putting pictures in, spell checking, adding questions, whatever. But when you go backstage, you would do other features. For example, save it, share it, print it, all the things that aren't directly into creating the document. So it's kind of a little bit of a paradigm or nomenclature, but it makes sense. I want to show you what's back here that is quite new. Now when I click share, for example, on the left side, I can do the typical things, send as an email, send as a fax, but I now have a lot of new features that are going to be back here and the new ones to post as blog entries, but some of the biggest will be able to share with a SharePoint workspace or share it on Office Live. So we'll have all these new things, and when I share a document, someone can just view it, or you can collaborate at real time. So we both could be adding a line, you could be deleting a line, especially when we're working on a big document and we have corporations all over the world at this time. Be able to do that without flying there, getting on the phone. It's going to be a nice little feature in this environment. Let me go ahead and close up Word right here. Let me open Excel 2010. We head out to a fresh little screen here. I'm going to add some numbers here. I'm just doing a function called ran between. I'll say I want numbers between 1 and 5,000. And it's randomly just picking numbers for me to play with here real quick here. So I'll throw some numbers on the screen. Let's say that each of these numbers actually means something. I want to draw your attention to row 1. Let's say in your world, whatever you happen to sell or do in your existing position, maybe these mean things. In row 1, you had 2,926 contacts in a certain year. The next year went down just a tad, 2,796. Look at column C, what a rough year. So we are seeing, let's say, a trend. And that's what we use Excel quite a bit for, is to really kind of look at this. But in the past, really we were limited, let's graph it, right? Instead of, let's kind of see a trend. Let me just show you something new that we can do here. There's a new feature on this under the Insert tab. And it's a whole grouping next to charts right here. Look where my arrow is. It's actually called spark lines. And what a spark line actually is, it shows a trend of a numerical event. For example, let's click, we'll set one up here. I'm going to click a data range here of all of our values.